Stop it. Excuse me. This is very rude. I'm recording.
It's like watching the same person.
Can you give me some space? I'm working here.
See?
What? All right, it's your turn.
Like what?
To do the intro.
Oh. Ladies and germs, welcome to the No Dick Pics podcast, episode number 39. I'm Max.
I'm Christina.
39, wow.
39, we're one away from 40. I feel like we should do something for like 50. Or do we wait till like 100? That's not going to be for like another year. Great feedback, thanks.
I don't know. You want to like celebrate everything. Let's celebrate 40. Let's celebrate 45. Let's celebrate 50. Like, if you want to celebrate 100, yeah. Okay, what are the odds that we make 100?
We're going to make it to 100. We're on a roll. We have so many good things happening, so of course we're going to make it.
So much sponsorship coming in.
I hope so. That'd be great. And then we could have 2 chairs in the same room with professional equipment. Right?
Until then.
The sign. NDP.
It's a little blurry.
It's fine. It's neon.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Okay.
It's neon. Out of the country, it's in shambles, but it's neon.
What? Wait, what?
Linoleum.
Linoleum? I'm sorry, what?
Linoleum, that's just my word of the day.
What are you talking about?
Linoleum.
Where did that come from?
From yesterday. Harry had linoleum chicken. The first time he had chicken.
I'm not thinking the same thing you're thinking. So when you say
I know,
words,
that's why I like it.
You have to say more words so I know why you're saying linoleum. Because no one else knows what you're talking about.
That's why I like it.
You.
No, I need to be like, people will be like, wait.
And all of our listeners.
I'd be like, linoleum?
Linoleum?
Linoleum.
That's a fun word to say.
That's a good stripper's name. Now coming to the stage, Linoleum.
Okay. Linoleum. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. So, this has been all over the news, and you can jump in if you want to tell a story. Bill Belicheck, former coach of the Patriots, correct?
Yes.
Is 73 years old, and he is dating a 24-year-old beauty queen / model. There's a lot of talk about this. They did an interview on, was it 60 Minutes?
Yeah.
And she kind of like kept talking over him, or we're not going to answer that. She was very controlling in it, and it's caused a lot of conversation about their relationship, not just because of the age difference, but mostly because of the age difference, but also because there's a little bit of like controlling, I don't know, factors in this from her point. Like, it seems like she's a little bit controlling.
But I think she planned this, because when we did the research, we found out what was her last relationship.
She was with a 65-year-old man prior to a 73-year-old man. She is 24. Her frontal lobe is just now finishing developing. Like, her brain's not done.
But her brain wants old and rich.
I mean, who doesn't? I don't know that I want old, but I thought you might say something. Thank you for not.
I had a lot of thoughts, but...
What are your thoughts? I'll edit them out if I don't like them.
I mean, like some women like older men. Now, if he wasn't in the spotlight, I don't think it's so much the money. I think he's in a spotlight because he's the University of North Carolina's head football coach, which is, first of all, it's going to be a shit show anyway. So he thinks he can just go into college, and he hasn't won since Brady left. So, I mean, he can be all greatest coach ever, and he's up there, but no one wanted him in the NFL. So North Carolina offered him a shitload because North Carolina, I mean, the fact that they hired him people were talking about North Carolina football because he usually don't. And he's brought all his buddies there. And then we read something where I'm kind of pissed. So NFL does a thing called Hard Knocks every preseason. They pick a team, they go behind the scenes. None of the teams like to do it, so they couldn't find any teams really they wanted to do this year. So they were going to do North Carolina, and that would have been awesome. And supposedly she nixed the whole thing because Hard Knocks was like she probably wanted control, and Hard Knocks was like, no,
Right.
this is what we do. So
I mean, who are you
it's
to
going to
make
be a
this
shit.
decision?
It's going to be a shit show, and he's letting her.
He is. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the story. This is from Us
But
Weekly.
before that, where is the family? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so the father obviously lets her do this if she has a father anymore because she dated an older guy. But like, where are Bella? So one of Belichick's kids is a defensive coordinator for North Carolina. So obviously, and he probably has more in common with her than his dad. Okay, that's fine. But I think he's got like other kids and they're grown up. Like, wouldn't you say like,
Older
Dad,
than
what the?
her.
I'm sure they're older than her.
Yeah.
I know one got married, and it was like, Dad, what the fuck? I mean, friends, like maybe Brady
No,
or some of the
his
people
friends
are
are
like,
not like, dude, don't date the hot young girl. No, none of his friends are saying that. You think his friends are like, watch out for the hot young girl?
but maybe some of his older friends are like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know. I just think it's funny, but hey, maybe you can't you can say like, oh yeah, but she obviously has an agenda, and we talked about this too. It's like this is the whole Kardashian effect.
Yeah, so
They
we'll get into that. I'll give more detail on what exactly the story is. But before I get into that, like, to be fair, this is just our opinion. We don't know them. We don't know what the relationship is actually like. Everyone who has an opinion about this, none of us actually know because we're not there.
But if you watch
So,
the 60 Minutes, it was very like holy shit. And then
yeah.
Dave Portnoy, who runs Barstool, has ties to the Patriots. I mean, he knows Kraft and he knows a lot of people. And supposedly, the guy that did the interview DM'd him like a whole bunch of stuff that like wasn't aired. He's like, we had to cut like I thought he said like 100 minutes. So Portnoy was talking about it too. Like this is very disturbing because she's
Hmm.
controlling everything. I mean, she won't
Yeah.
even talk about how they met. We looked it up, and it's allegedly on an airplane. He signed her
Hmm.
textbook. She knew exactly what she was
Why
doing.
wouldn't you tell that story if it's that innocent? That's like, oh, it's cute. We met on a plane. Like, if it's something that you don't want to talk about, usually there's a reason. But whatever. We don't, like I said, we don't actually know. This is just opinions based on the information we've been given. So, Us
I
Weekly
wonder if she has an
posted.
OnlyFans.
I don't think
Maybe
she does.
no.
No. Maggie, we are podcasting right now.
Maybe he
She's
called up a service and she showed up and like, hey, let's say we met on the plane. Their first date, it's like, hey, my dad loved you. You were a great coach.
okay. So, Us Weekly posted an article on the 2nd, and it says the real reason why 24-year-old Jordon Hudson is dating 73-year-old Bill Belichick. And this is from a source, an exclusive source to Us Weekly.
She wants her own show.
It says Hudson, 24, simply grew tired of dating people her own age prior to meeting Belichick. A source exclusively tells Us Weekly. Jordan dated people her own age and didn't like the way she was treated, the insider said. The boys her age can be pigs. I can understand she wants to be treated more than just a sexual relationship and have a connection. Prior to Belichick, Hudson dated 65-year-old businessman Joshua L. Zuckerman. They bonded over psychology, philosophy, and nature. Per TMZ, he referred to her as a good friend, wise beyond her years. Some have speculated that Hudson began dating Belichick, who signed a $10 million annual deal to be the head coach at University of North Carolina in December for his money. But there's more to that story too. According to the source, Hudson already had money and was living a happy and comfortable life before Bill. Her net worth is between $1 million and $2 million thanks to her modeling career and real estate prowess before meeting Belichick on a plane in 2021. She has apartments in Massachusetts and she made her own money. Her real estate portfolio is estimated to be at $8 million, according to multiple outlets, including 3 multifamily homes she purchased in the greater Boston area in December of 2023. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff about that, or whatever. So this is the thing. And it goes on to talk about the the 60 Minutes interview and all the criticism. She has money, sure.
But she doesn't have power.
$1 to $3 million today is not what it was 20 years ago.
Even if it's 8 million, I don't think really. I personally like the money aside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like to get her name out there.
Sure, it's notoriety. But I also think, like you said, and this is where you talked about the Kardashians, you can live a very comfortable life with $1 to $3 million, sure. But it's a pretty average life now. It's not the millionaire lifestyle that you think of, like the Kardashians. The Kardashians have a lot more than $1 to $3 million. So like homes now, you could buy an apartment for $1 million, like a 2-bedroom apartment.
But it's a
One bedroom.
flying in the jets.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
so he lets her run things. Like she's head of like I believe she's head of either his social media or the North Carolina football. So she's running a few things too, and that's
That's
where
wild that she's running the schools.
I don't know if the school is something to do like some sort of, and so I mean, what I've heard from people, they've talked about this, and they have people that are close to him and close to her and the university, like she's trying to broker like kind of a TV show deal, like kind of like how Alec Baldwin has right now, because that's what she
Good
wants.
on her if she is, because like that's how you get your name out there. That's how you get sponsorships. That's how you make more money. So sure, I get it. If I had the opportunity to make more from a situation that I'm already in, then sure. But I'm not going to put myself in a situation just for that reason. Like
And
that's not
people
the
are
reason for
talking.
it.
I mean, you should hear. I mean, some of the analysts and stuff, and people are like, "Dude, what is he doing? This guy was like considered one of the greatest coaches, and now he's just like, I mean, he's kind of going through his midlife crisis, and it's great, fine,
Mm-hmm.
but this is not going to end well." And a lot of people are just like scratching their heads. And then what happens if he starts? I mean, he's he's not, I don't believe he's going to have the success that some people think he's going to do at North Carolina. Like you can like pro and college is different. College is getting a little bit closer to pro, but you're still dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds,
Well,
and
that's
you
also
don't.
a step back, correct? Like,
It depends. Some NFL job, like some college jobs, are actually probably a step up from some of the NFL jobs, just because like money wise and stuff. But North Carolina isn't. Um, and I think he's going to struggle because it's not the NFL, and you can't talk to the kids like you talk to the NFL. There's a lot. I mean, I don't know, how well he's going to do, but I mean, I think a lot of people are like, I don't think this is the right fit. But I think he's just going to do this for a year, and then an
mm-hmm.
NFL job is going to come calling, or
You
who
think it
knows what's going
will,
to.
or you think this is going to hurt him?
If he no, I don't think if he wins at North Carolina, like if the first like if he goes 10-2, there will be
Mm-hmm.
an NFL gig that'll be like we got to get him and bring him back. So the
Hmm.
problem with him in the NFL was, so normally you have a GM that does all player personnel. He was a GM in New England, and he really like the last 5 or 6 years like really fucked up. Like for many years now, we realize Tom Brady was covering up a lot of issues with that team. And as soon as Tom Brady left, you saw like I mean, he couldn't even coach. He couldn't coach anymore. It's not that he couldn't coach. It's just he had such a luxury having one of the greatest quarterbacks ever there for you as like a coach on the field. And when he left, he was like, and then you saw all the flaws. So I think he can be successful if he surrounds himself with the right coaches, but I don't think he's been getting the right coaches. And you need some coaches that know how to deal with like kids that are that age, and he needs to get some coaches that can just talk with the families, because I don't know if he has that, because he hasn't talked to families forever, because when you're a pro coach, you don't deal with the bullshit, you just deal with the
Some of the
football, and that's
agents
it.
deal with it,
In
right?
college, you have to deal with everything, make sure the kids don't go to class
Mm-hmm.
anymore anyway, but there's a lot more. So I don't know how it's going to work, but you're gonna see some. The spotlight is on him this year, and like so, North Carolina would normally not be picked up, or
Mm.
people would be watching it. Everyone's going to watch North Carolina this year, and now they're going to watch it more because. So
Because
here's
of
maybe
this.
this is a lighter version of like, hear me out before you, Taylor Swift and Jason Kelsey, right? Or no,
Travis.
Travis. See, I get him.
Yeah.
So right. So Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift brought a lot of female fans to football, right? So I feel like maybe this is the same thing. You're not going to bring as much, but you'll bring some women to like because they know they're like, oh my god, she's dating that old guy. Oh, he's coaching in North Carolina. We
I
should
don't
go
know that
watch
she has a
that.
fan base though, so I don't
But
know
I
that
think
people
she
are
does
gonna.
because they're talking about her. I mean,
They're
it's
talking
social
about her, but
media,
not in a positive light.
right?
So
But you're going to get some fans that normally wouldn't watch college football and they're like, oh, North Carolina, that's where that
are they gonna
24
show
year old's
her?
dating. I'm sure she's going to be on the sideline.
Yeah, on the
That's good.
sidelines. You
That's the
think?
crazy. I want to see where she's at. Or are they going to put her in a
I
press
think
box?
from what I've
Give
heard,
her a
the
headset.
school's not happy with that interview because she was interjecting. They're asking him questions about football and she's answering like instead of like not letting him answer. And so the school's like, what is happening? This is our coach in this interview. Why is she interjecting?
Well,
The
they made
interview's
their
not with
bed.
her.
See, and here's another problem with college. So it's not really the school is complaining. You have donors complaining.
Oh
The donors are the big boys that are giving them millions and millions of dollars. The ones that are helping
yeah, they're like, we
finance
didn't
the
hire a
stadium.
24-year-old
Right.
model. We
And now the
hired Bill
donors are
Belichick.
going, what are you doing? You're making a mockery of our school. And
Right.
so that's why people aren't happy. I don't know. Just don't think it's going to end well. But
Fair.
we'll see.
For those of you watching on YouTube, Maggie has joined us because she's being a little pain in the ass right now, and so I'm holding her so she stops jumping on me. Um, now she's wants to jump down. No, stay here. So, this kind of leads into a topic we can talk about, and that's age differences. So, like, no judgment because what is the age difference there? 73 to 24. Do the math.
30,
That's
40, 50, 60, 70. So 49,
49 years? Wait, that's
isn't it? 30, 40, 50, 60, 74.
49 years.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's a lot. There's a almost 50-year age difference. I should have been able to do that math in my head because I'm in accounting, but it's Sunday. Um, that's insane. That's a big age
Well,
difference.
we should have thought about this. The last thing I remember of a huge age, well, you see a lot of it, but remember Anna Nicole Smith
Yeah,
and her first husband,
that was for money. That wasn't love.
Hefner.
Well, he only married a couple. I think he only got married twice, so he was very careful about that. But yeah, Hugh Hefner's widow married someone her own age, or is now engaged to someone her own age. So it's not. I feel like she's not like, ooh, I love an old guy. I think she just was like, that's Hugh Hefner. Of course, I'll be
A
around.
lot of them, like they take care. I mean, they're taken care of, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that's. I think especially today with the way the world is and like how you can't get an apartment for less than like the mortgage on my 4-bedroom 3,600 square foot house was the same as a 2-bedroom apartment now. So like it's expensive. It's really hard to live out there. So if a guy is willing to pay for a girl to put her up and help her out and give her a comfortable life, I think it's kind of an appealing thing these days.
Where'd she go to school? Did they say Florida?
Who?
The 24-year-old.
So she was also an NCAA collegiate cheerleader at Bridgewater State University.
That sounds like somewhere in Massachusetts.
She lived in Massachusetts, so it's
Yeah.
quite possible.
I love the philosophy that everyone like. Oh, the philosophy with her. I know that's what she majored in.
So, and this is another thing about that 60 Minutes interview, and they talked about this on the radio the other day as well. They're both saying they had all these parameters with 60 Minutes and CBS, like don't talk about this, don't talk about this, don't talk about this. CBS came back and said, bullshit. There was no list of things we couldn't talk about or ask. We never got that list. So, like, they're full of shit. So her interrupting probably took everyone by surprise. Like, what is happening? What is she doing? We're on. Like, why is she jumping into this interview?
Well, like I said earlier, like they said they had to cut something like I don't think 100 minutes, but they probably talked for like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I think they had to cut like more than half of it.
Yeah, because she kept interrupting. That's terrible. Like from
But
my perspective, from editing, that's a pain in the ass.
I don't know if they have control. Like if they get a copy of it and they're like, no, we don't want this,
No,
this, or this. I don't.
the show has control, but the way they get around that is not answering the questions. So yeah, that's crazy. But going back to age differences, the age difference works depending on the couple and the people and their personalities. I think almost 50 years is a really, really
It
big
depends
age
on the
difference.
gender too. If it's reversed, people think it's disgusting.
It's, I feel like Cher's boyfriend's like 20 something. So
We
it
don't see a lot
happens.
of it. So like if
No.
you like, and the age depends on like what ages you're talking about. So if like if you're talking about a 17, 18, 19-year-old girl, people are like you, that's kind of weird. But then once a woman's an adult, or once the people are adults, and then the age difference hits, it's not as much. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't. I never had. Like I never said like. I mean, I've had them like, oh shit, she might be a little too young. Not because it's not what I want, but just because like I have kids and I have a life, and who knows. But I
Well,
I
it
think it
depends
all
on where
depends
you're
on
at in your life.
yeah. I think it just depends on the people too. Like some people don't want it, and some people,
Cher's boyfriend, A.E. Edwards, is 38 years old, and Cher is 78.
but you don't see that a lot because people would say you, but it's always
I
where the
feel like
man
people have
is
said
old,
that.
but the man is older and the woman is younger. It's just like, I mean, you've had so many instances. I mean, Billy Joel is married like half in New York, and then what was the last one? God, who was another one?
And you see it a lot. Oh, she broke up
Pacino.
with him.
Pacino. He just had. I think the woman was like in her minute like 20s.
Fact check yourself on your phone.
Yeah, and he's like 80. He's wow. They had a kid.
So
You know
Madonna,
why she's doing that? You know why she does that? If she has a kid with Pacino, whenever he goes, like the money's either going to go to her or the kid.
doesn't he have multiple kids?
Yeah, but I mean, with the new,
Yeah.
I'm sure it
Um,
changes the will.
this is from Reddit, so I don't know if it's accurate, but it said Madonna, 66, quietly splits from boyfriend 28, and that was 5 months ago.
But she's notorious for that. She's dated a lot of.
This is the thing.
She dated Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. But weren't they closer to the same age at the time? She hasn't always been 68. I don't
Just
know.
this year.
What?
You said she hasn't always been 68. I said just this year. I thought your quick math would take over.
It did not. I didn't hear what you said completely. Okay. So, obviously, but stop it. It goes both ways when it comes to the age gaps. Obviously, it's more common for an older man to stop.
Both ways.
Quit
No.
it. This is gonna be on YouTube. They're gonna ban us.
Cut
So,
it out. Try that again. I'll do it. It's funny when you say both ways.
so the age gap goes both ways. Max,
I don't think it
good?
does.
It
I think
does. Obviously, like Madonna did it, Cher is doing it, but it is more common for
it's more
an older
common.
man to date a younger woman and for that to be socially acceptable. But like it happens and there are age gaps and it does I don't want to judge because like whatever works for you works for you. Sure. There's an age gap between me and you, but it's 6 years. It's not a crazy age gap. We are in two different generations though.
You're 2 years older than me.
I'm not older than you. Stop. And you are closer to 50 than 2 years, just to say.
Yeah, my generation's so much better.
No. No. Mine's
Yeah.
great. Yours is cool, but mine's great.
How is it great?
Actually,
How is it great?
because we're cool as fuck. And we're like chill.
You
And we
think
love avocado toast.
you think you're chill as fuck because you guys you're post internet, so
We grew up with the internet. But
exactly that's the problem.
I'm a unique type of millennial because I was born like right in the like cusp of like Generation X going into millennials. So I am a zennial. So I have a lot of Gen X stuff and millennial stuff because I'm like in the middle.
The fact that you brought up avocado toast,
I
just you
fucking
lose.
love
You
avocado
just
toast.
I know, but it's like it's It,
It's so
it's
good.
so basic, and yet it's like,
It's so good. It doesn't have to be basic either. It can be fancy. What is my dog doing to me? Stop. Why is she being so annoying today?
I wonder where she gets it.
It's not time to eat. It's an hour before you eat. Don't cry. Go lay down. Oh my god. I'll just hold her. Okay. Can you just behave? Can you be cool? Say hi. I'm Maggie. Welcome to the No Dick Pics podcast. Her breath smells. Okay. Where were we? Sorry, I was distracted by this asshole.
I don't know. You were just rambling about age.
That's what that's the topic we're talking about. So, what is the biggest age difference you've had in dating?
Probably like 10 years, I think.
Didn't you say you dated someone in their 20s?
No, I think I went on a date with one that was like 28, 29. But I mean, I actually went out with people. The first relationship I had, I think she was like 30, 29, 30, and I was like 40, 44.
That's a pretty
Was I
big difference. So, what were the issues there? Was it the fact that she wanted to have more kids, or wanted to have kids
No,
and
she
you
didn't have
didn't?
kids.
Or
We didn't really talk about that. It was like kind of the games. Like she would kind of disappear and stuff, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And someone at work was like, no, that's the game you got to play. I'm like, I don't want to play a game, and
hmm.
it was that, and then there was just some, like she was. It was right around COVID, so it was right before COVID hit, and she went to Spain for 2 weeks. I was fine with that, and she kept telling me, I want you to date other people while I'm gone. So I'm thinking like, no, that's code for like, but I don't know why she's saying that. But then she kind of disappeared. Like the last 2 days, she just disappeared. So I thought we were done. So I was like, I had like a day to get over. I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I'm like driving to work one day, and she calls me. She's like in Spain. I'm like, oh, geez, hey. And then she starts rambling on and something like, I think I'm falling for you. And I think the look on my face like upset her because I was so confused. I was like, wait, you don't call me for a couple days now? You're falling for me? And so then afterwards, I was like, I remember, I was like, when you get back, you should have I didn't hear from her since, right? And I said, when did you get back? I would have picked you up. She's like, oh no, I want someone to pick me up that actually like, wants to pick me up or something. And I was like, whatever. And then it was
Like,
just kind of like
I
back
want
and
you to
forth.
want to do the dishes.
Yeah, it was all this back and forth stuff. So we kind of just like fizzled out. She would
hmm.
reach out to me a couple times, and then one of the times I could tell she was almost like setting me up. She's like, "We should go out sometime." All right, pick a place. Okay, we'll do it like Saturday. Fine. And I didn't hear from her, and so like Saturday morning, I'm like, "This fuck." I was like, "Fuck this bitch. She's gonna blow it off. She'll blow me off." So I was like, "Are we still on for tonight?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then that's the last I heard her. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done. So literally like 6 months later, something popped up on my Instagram or Facebook, and there were pictures of her fucking getting married. So I was like, yeah, I mean, she wanted a relationship,
Yeah.
obviously. So it's
So I
like
should
that.
break up with you if I want to get married.
Yeah, that Dane Cook movie, right? Lucky Larry or something. What was
Good
that?
luck, Chuck.
Yeah, it's complete
Lucky
off, right?
Larry. Yeah. Good luck, Chuck. Yeah. So
Larry was
maybe
from the Adam Sandler Kevin James movie, right? Where they had to act like gay firefighters
yes,
to
Chuck and
get the
Larry.
insurance. Yeah, see, Chuck and
That was a good
Larry.
movie. The way a 20 or 24-year-old communicates compared to a 73-year-old, can you imagine? How do you pick her up like a suitcase? But it's such a difference in like just how like even me and you, like I text a lot more than you, and I don't know if that's you listening to me.
Yeah,
You playing with the dog.
she's like, no, no.
So I don't know. Like I think even me and you have a difference in communication because you don't text the way I do, but guys my age or younger do, and so bless you, Maggie.
I don't text because, well, you're always here, but also
No,
my work, like I
yeah,
usually leave my phone at my desk and I'm out doing stuff. So, and
but
I'm
even
trying
like
to.
there's little things like little nuanced things that like you didn't really get, like if you thumbs up something it's like, oh, do you hate me? Instead of the hearting something. Like, it makes a
No,
difference.
that's just
You read too
but
much.
that's women.
No, no, no.
That's
That's
like
not
yeah.
women. That's a generational thing. If you do that to a guy who's 30 something, he's gonna be like, what the fuck? What's the thumbs up?
No, they're like yeah. If
Mm-hmm.
I send my buddy a heart, like hey Pistons won heart, he's gonna be like, what the fuck are you
No,
doing?
guy to
It's like,
guy is
okay, we're
different.
gonna try it next time. When
If
someone
you're
sends me a
no, no, no.
message,
If you're
I'm gonna do
flirting
a
with
heart
someone,
instead of a thumbs up, and they're gonna be like, "What?" They're gonna be like, "This dude's fucking weird."
different guy to guy. That is different. I'm
Yeah,
saying when you're in a flirtatious, like chatting with someone that you want to hook up with, you want to have a relationship with, a thumbs up is not okay.
I know, but I feel like a heart is like, you're pushing it. I'll just next time I'll
No, no,
just
no.
send.
That's the only option. It's thumbs up, heart,
No, you have
laughing.
others.
Now there's more, but like
This is why your generation is.
this is why I'm the
Yeah.
youngest. You can go. You're stuck. You can't. You don't have to worry about this anymore. But I'm just saying, there's things like that, like things like
No, when
he
I'm like
didn't get
60 or
that.
70, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try that 24-year-old.
No, you're not. You're still gonna be with me.
I need someone to feed me my Jello and replace my bedpan.
I would do that. I'm not 24. You're gonna replace me with a younger model? You're already planning this?
Yeah, when I'm successful head coach of North Carolina.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. If you guys have any input on age differences, has it worked for you? Has it not worked for you? The guy I dated before you was 11 years older. 11 years older than me, and I thought it'd be a big deal, but it really wasn't.
Hey, Shannon Sharp's doing it.
We don't have. Do you? We didn't do the research on that to tell that story.
Well, there's a lot going on. It's just,
Yeah.
it's who you believe.
Well, it's hard to know, and you don't want to not believe someone who has had something actually happen to them, but you also don't know if it's like
But they had a
a money
2 year
grab or.
relationship. I know she was 19, and he was like, I think he's like 50 something. So yeah, but they had a 2 year relationship, and
Hmm.
now,
That can
you know,
happen in a relationship, though. So I don't know, but it's yeah, that's a tricky story. I think we need more information to come out before we talk about that. But yeah, if you guys have any input, let us know. Give us some feedback on age differences and if it's worked for you or if it hasn't. But like I said, Christmas guy was 11 years older than me, and that didn't make a difference. He was also trying really hard to be younger than he was, like really, really hard. Like he was dressing like his son, who was in
but
his 20s.
I think
That gave
some
me the ick.
people it's so for some people it's a big deal, and for others it doesn't matter. I think if you're
Yeah.
both adults, like I mean, if I date someone 15, 20 years younger, but if you have a good connection and you
Yeah, and
feel
some
like
people
things can
do. Some
work,
people it
yeah.
works.
So I also think it's also important in the stages of life you're in. So you
Hmm.
can meet some people that are younger, but they're actually like older, like they, you know, I mean, you can meet like a 25, 20. I mean, it could be opposite. Like, you can meet a 25, 26 year old, and yeah, she's young, but maybe she's like, she has a good career. She knows exactly what she wants, and she understands, like, the nuances and vice versa. I mean, well, women mature a lot quicker than men. So, I mean, sometimes, I mean, I still call myself a kid. I'm
You are.
48. So, but I mean, I think it just matters. But I think people make a big deal out of it, and a lot of it is what does society think, right? And so, a lot of these
Hmm.
relationships, if you bring, a younger woman, how does the family going to react? How are other people going to react? You know,
For me, the youngest I've ever dated is well, I was 41 at the time, so 38. So that's not that big of a difference. I'm not drawn to younger dudes. A lot of them would slide into my like try to match with me. Guys in their late 20s, guys in their early 30s. I don't know what it is, but younger guys really like women in their 40s. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a
no, it's I've talked with
cougar thing
this.
or.
My trainer has a 27-year-old friend, and
Hmm.
all he dates is women over like 35, 40, and he has such success with it. And it's like, but they're on board with it because they understand what they're getting into, and that's the thing. So when we had the OnlyFans,
Yeah.
woman on, and because that's that demographic, right? We're thinking
Hmm.
like 30, 40 year olds are going after her. She's like, no, mid 20s, like early 30s. And that's the thing. It's that MILF thing. The whole MILF thing is still
I
like
don't know that I'm old enough for that. Maggie, you're moving all of my stuff.
ever since American Pie. I
Yeah,
know MILF was like a term before, but that was not like on main. That
Stifler's
was on a
mom.
yeah. That's where the MILF came from.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because someone told them that women in their 40s, early 40s, whatever, are in their sexual prime too. So like we're a little bit more down. I don't know, but
But some
I
guys just like they know like they and some
is it the
guys
experience level? Like we're just more experienced, and
no.
so
Sometimes they don't want to deal with like the immaturity too, and they're like if they date an older woman, they know exactly what she wants. Like
it's true.
she's got her like her life is fine. A lot of them have their kids are all grown up and they're still working or
Or if
whatever. And
not, they know what they want. I feel like
yeah,
a lot of women my age that I know exactly what they want, and that's not typically something you know at 20 something.
and if
But
it's I'm like if you're a 27, 28 year old and you're like, yeah, you can date this like 41, 42 year old, and it's gonna be like like for a 20 year old, it's like wait, it's like it's almost like sex with like not a lot attached to it. 'Cause that's how
yeah,
some of these relationships are. It's not gonna like it's not gonna become a thing, but in the moment, it's what exactly both of them want,
there's
and
also a
so
thing out there, and this is a thing on TikTok, why people my age, like millennials or like elder millennials, look so good because we all look amazing for our age, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're 42?" Like, yeah, I am, but like it's not the skincare because we were using like Neutrogena, like scrubby stuff that's terrible for you, and we didn't drink water until we were 30, and like we didn't do all this stuff. But I don't know what it is, but women my age look amazing. So I get it. I get that 20 something year olds are like into it. I'm not. No, thank you. I have two kids. I don't want a third. That's my thing. That's why I've never been drawn to younger dudes because it's the maturity thing for me. Like men mature a lot slower than women. And so I really just don't want to play games. I don't want to be someone's mom. I don't want to do all that. Like that's not attractive to me at all. I'm not none of that is appealing to me. So that's why I've always gone towards older guys because I like someone who like is more established in their life, knows what they're doing with themselves, like has like their shit together. And a lot of guys in their late 20s don't, and I don't want to deal with that. That's a nightmare. No, thank you. So that's why. That's my personal opinion. I'm not into younger dudes because I don't want a third child. And not all of them are children. I'll say the guy that I dated was who was like 38 was probably one of the most mature guys I dated. He handled himself with a lot of grace and a lot of um, respect, and he was a good dude, but he wasn't for me. But he didn't act like a baby. He wasn't dramatic. He wasn't like I don't know. He was the least dramatic of all the guys I dated, which is kind of nice. But also, I couldn't do it. It wasn't for
am
me.
I
It wasn't the
dramatic?
age. You can be a little dramatic when you're not having a good time. If you didn't get enough sleep, if it's cloudy out, you get into a funk. Not dramatic. You're just like
Yeah, funk is yeah.
you get like a little like you're a little fussy. It's like when like babies don't get enough sleep. I'm not calling you a baby.
No, I
When
think you are. That's fine. I'm. I'll store it up
when
there.
when kids don't get enough sleep, like they miss their nap and they're kind of fussy and a little bit more difficult to deal with, that's you when you don't get enough sleep.
Well, yeah, you don't get
Or
enough
if it's
sleep.
not,
Then all
I
day at
know.
work, I deal with fucking morons, and then you come
Yeah.
home and my brain is fried. It's like, what did I do? Like sometimes it's like in my car, like what did I accomplish today? Absolutely
Hmm.
nothing. So
Yeah. But it's fine. I love you. Like, I wouldn't change it. But yes, you were more dramatic than that guy. To be clear, this dude was like the biggest stoner I've ever met in my life, so nothing bothered him. He was like, cool, whatever. Nothing, nothing upset him. Nothing. He was just good all the time. So
sounds amazing.
yeah. All right. So I have a couple questions. How far? Okay. Um. So there are a couple questions that we didn't answer with Biana last week. They're a little bit similar to what we were asked, but I figured I'll ask them now, and we'll discuss them without Biana since we had similar questions with her, but they are different. This one says, she doesn't give me any details on her age or anything, but she says, I've had the worst luck dating. It feels like I've been on countless first dates that lead to nowhere, but even just the act of actually meeting seems to be more rare recently. And I have had 3,920, whatever, she writes a huge number, pen pals that haven't made a plan. What am I doing wrong?
Doing nothing wrong. You're just not meeting the right people. A
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of, I mean, and again, like we don't know. Obviously, see, I feel like, I mean, with younger people, they're using the dating apps too, and I feel like the younger people could actually like go out and do stuff. I think why the dating apps were so popular for older people was because they have busy lives.
Mm-hmm.
Not younger people don't, but you have busy lives, and you have to kind of an app kind of helps you kind of break the ice a little bit quicker and stuff. But I just I think you have to like depends where she's what app she's using or what she's doing. You're just meeting people that just kind of don't want the pen pal thing that just means they're just not interested. They just keep going and
Like they
going,
haven't
and
made a
so
plan.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you're into someone, yeah, and maybe maybe there's something I don't know.
Or like Bianna has said, like last season, we had her on. We talked about pen pals. She said some people just aren't ready to actually go on dates, and they just want that interaction with someone. Which stop wasting people's fucking time. Then.
Well, I've had
you
those
know?
people like so you reach out to them and you start talking and be like, hey, we should go out sometime. You know what? I just got out of a relationship and I'm not sure I want to date. I'm like, then why the fuck are you on a dating app? And
Right.
that's an easy way of saying like I'm not interested. Where
It is.
it's just like, so would you rather have that happen or just them kind of ghost you? And that's kind of the balance. So like
I
we've
still
always
think,
talked about, just be
yeah.
honest.
I think be honest or just be vague. You could just be like, this isn't for me. And then peace out. You can ghost them then. Like, be like, sorry, isn't for me, unmatch. And like, you don't have to have a conversation about it. If you've given them your number and you're interacting like that, then that's harder to do. But we had a comment on our TikTok say the reason they ghost people is because people keep coming back going, but why? You didn't really give me a chance. And they keep coming, like, they're trying to fight it. I don't have an answer for that. You can't help the people who don't accept what you tell them. That's a different situation. That's when you block those people. When you're like, these are my boundaries. I don't want to communicate with you anymore. And they go, but why? No, stop. Block them, you know? But that leads to another conversation I had on my little notepad. What's with dudes who have conversations with themselves in people's DMs? Have you ever done that?
No.
Have you ever DM'd someone and just kept DMing them for months with no communication back?
If I send two or three and there's no response, then I'll stop.
They go, hey, hi, haha, hey, like weeks apart. Hi, hey. They like your story. They comment on something like that. Like no one's talking back to you. This is not because they're too busy. It's because they don't want to talk to you. So if you're a dude who is having a conversation with himself in someone's DMs, it's not by mistake. They don't want to talk to you. That is them communicating with you. I'm not going to respond to you ever. So you could stop. I had guys like that I matched with this one dude. I think I screenshot him, got to look for it. He called me Miss Christina and I said, ew, no, ick. hard no. And so I didn't respond just based on his opening message to me. He was like too much. It was a bunch of emojis like hearts and whatever and called me Miss Christina and it was too many words, too many emojis.
But you want hearts. Come on. You
No,
just
no, no,
said
no,
you want
no,
heart
no.
emojis.
I don't want 50 hearts in a row in one message. And don't call me Miss Christina when you first
I'm
meet
going to
me.
send you 50 thumbs.
Why?
It sounds
That's
like
not nice.
50 thumbs.
Stop. But like the Miss Christina was an instant ick for me. I'm like, I am not your preschool teacher. No.
Or your
That's
massage therapist.
just no thank you. So like
Hello, I'm Miss Christina.
I don't do accents, it's so bad. But like
I can't do the accent I wanted to do because then I become.
don't do any accents. Stop it, you're gonna get us canceled. But like that whole thing and I never responded. And yeah, sure, this is maybe a type of ghosting, but I never interacted with him to begin with. So there's that. I did match back with him. Then his opening message just icked me out. And I'm like, oh, no. I could have just deleted him at that point, but I didn't. He continued to send me messages for like a month before I deleted the app. And I'm like, what is happening? Who are you talking to? But they would be like paragraphs. And I'm like, what is wrong with this
Talking
dude?
to Miss Christina.
Have a beautiful day. It's a happy Friday, Miss Christina. I'm like, no, stop. Ew. No. I think some people might see that as respectful or whatever. No. It makes me feel like I'm your teacher and I don't like it and I don't want to respond. It gave me the
One time I
instant
used to
ick.
say like Happy Hump Day, and I'd send like you know the
The camel?
the video of the camel, and I've had a couple people like, "Why are you sending me a camel?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's it. I can't talk to you."
No.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ugh.
because the one from the insurance commercial
Yeah.
where he's like,
Are we
"Hump
being
Day."
helpful for this question? And did we go off on a tangent?
No, we're fine.
It sucks. Like,
You're not meeting the right people. That's
yeah.
the thing, and maybe it's something. Maybe you're portraying something you don't. I mean, and that's the thing. People are like, "Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to change this." It's like, no, like you're gonna change this for someone that's not
I
interested. Like
have,
that's what how I used to be, and it's like, you know what? You're gonna. I mean, not everyone's gonna find everyone, but
yeah.
if you're like, let's say you're
That's
on.
terrible advice. Not everyone's
No,
going to find someone.
that's the truth
What?
though. That's when I first
That's,
after I
don't
dated for a
tell our
little bit.
listeners that. Here's your
No,
advice. You
sometimes
might not meet anyone.
no, you might not meet anyone that's up to your standards. Like
Okay.
when I finally realized like I'm okay with being alone, when I hit that point, it
Yeah.
changed my whole and that's the thing. It's like I'm not gonna change for someone. So
Did it
like
change your standards? Are you saying that you lowered your standards and then you
no, I
got
didn't lower
engaged?
my standards. I actually
Okay.
got pickier. I just
Okay,
didn't
good.
allow. So, but like for her, she's like on Bumble. And she's getting nothing on Bumble. Change it up. Try Hinge or try something else or don't
I
try
have a
something.
better suggestion. If you are listening to this, which hopefully you are because you sent us a question, send us your dating profile.
Matchmaker. I knew that was coming.
No, 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 not Matchmaker. Screenshot your dating profile. If you're on multiple sites, screenshot all of them. Send them to us, and we will look at it and give you a dating profile makeover and see if there's something wrong with your dating profile that's making it so you're not getting quality matches or quality responses. This is
Yeah,
real life help.
there you
So send
go.
us if you're interested. If you're not, then I get it because not everyone wants to put all that stuff out there. But I will give you me and Max will give you a dating profile makeover. This is open to anyone. If you are having a hard time, people are not responding to you, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Send us your profile. Let's give it a makeover. Couldn't hurt, right? So let us know if you're interested in that. I have another one, and this was very similar to the last question. I tend to get my hopes up too quickly when dating, and I always get my feelings hurt. I'm a pretty realistic person normally, but in dating, I'm totally delusional for some reason, and I think every guy is the one. LOL, they're not.
You can take
Also,
this
not
one.
crying. I can take this one.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. Like, I get it. Like, I was the same
You get
way.
excited.
You get excited, and it's like Bianna said, it's okay to be excited, but you got to pump the brakes and be like, I love her advice with 6 weeks. Give it 6 weeks before you decide he's the one because you don't know. You don't know. You don't really know a person, even though you feel like you do. It feels like after having these long conversations and spending all this time with these people that you know them, but you don't. And it's a really hard pill to swallow because you feel like you do. But like we've said on the show multiple times, people give you the very best version of themselves when you first meet them. Max was so full of shit in the messages that he sent me. Go back and listen to that episode and the stuff he was sending me. He loves me. He is a great boyfriend. Did you mean the shit you were saying to me?
I don't even remember half the stuff I said.
It was a lot.
But
But you
that's the
were
thing.
just like
You get
excited.
excited. So like
Yeah.
the
It didn't
first
come
couple
from a
dates,
bad place.
right? You get excited and you do it, and that's why I always say, try give it like 3 or 4 weeks because then eventually
Beyonce says 6.
the
I
fun
like that.
stuff will rub off, and then you'll get to see the person. But
Yeah.
but it's all right to get excited, and it's
Yes.
in her mind she might be delusional, but maybe in reality she's just being what
I
everyone
think
else
it's hard
is.
because guys say really charming things in the beginning, and it's like, oh my God, I feel so special. I feel so loved. I feel so wanted. And then eventually the guys stop doing that, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Or you get excited about the things that they were also getting. This happened to me so many times. they're also excited, and then you get excited too, and then you tell them you're excited, and they go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not excited anymore. Now I'm freaked out. I don't think I could give you what you're looking for." And I'm like, "That's what you said you were looking for 2 seconds ago. What are you talking about?"
But we also talked about it is when you sleep together, the
Yeah.
man's perspective and the female's perspective, and it's complete two
Mm-hmm.
different things.
I will tell you the reason that that whole men don't fall in love through sex hit me so hard is because I thought that being physical with a guy would make him like me more, and it's not true.
It
And
actually like once a guy gets laid, like there's another brain switch in his head, and
this
a
is the
lot
thing,
of
though. Like, wouldn't you want to do that again? Like, you obviously do
but
because you're still with me.
some guys think like, and this is how a lot of them, and I hear this through friends and stuff, like once they sleep with them, yes, it's good, but then the guy's like thinking like, oh shit, if I got that, what else can I get? And that's where not everyone thinks like that, but some people do, and and I remember when I was going through a breakup or whatever, and my buddy's like, dude, don't worry about it. He's like, you're, and I remember him telling me, he's like, you're like, you've been dating some like, some good looking women, like you're like, don't worry about it, because in your mind you're like, oh fuck, no one else is gonna want, and that's what you do. But like, but that's how some guys think. It's like, all right, if I got her, like what else can I get? And you get that. I think guys, after they sleep with someone, they get that kind of confidence, kind of like that. After you go to the gym, like how you feel like really good. Like after that, you're like, man, if I got her, what else can I get? Or maybe they're content, right? And then they're like on social media or something, and they see like, ooh, and it's that's where I think the
This
whole
is the thing.
the social media warps everyone's like
Yes.
brain. But it would still be like, but that's just how some people think. Like that's how some people are, or
It's
like,
confusing though because like how it's relatively rare to connect with someone, correct? Like to have a
yeah.
conversation that you hit it off and you actually have a connection and you like having conversations with them, you enjoy
But
talking
I've
to
had a
them.
lot of those conversations. And like, wow, this chick is awesome, because you get excited because they're
Hmm.
like, and then you go out with them and it's still fun. And then it's around like around a month, and then it's like then it either it goes really
It
good
wasn't
or.
even a month for me. So I don't know. I just feel like these guys would get really excited because I'm good at talking. Obviously, we have a show. This is what a thing that we do for
But
fun.
guys get excited too, and then some of
Yeah.
them will be like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, I can't get too excited," and then they'll. I mean, people also have friends that just give them bad fucking
This
advice.
is what I think. This is what I think happened with Christmas guy. We spent like 9 days or 8 days together straight, 8 or 9 days together, nonstop, every single day together because I was off work for the holidays, and so he lived very close to me. We basically were inseparable for over a week, and he wanted me to come back. Like I'd go home to like shower, change, whatever, and then he'd be like, "Hey, you're coming back, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he wanted me to come back. He didn't. He wasn't like, "This is too much. Let's take a break." He was like, "No, come back, come back." I'm like, "Okay." I think, and then he got sick and had to spend time away from me. And I think that time away from me, he was like, "This is moving way too fast," and it freaked him out. And he had time to think about things and to be realistic and not be in the little like love bubble or whatever, you get the endorphins or all that stuff. Like you get overly excited about things and it just feels really good in the moment. I think stepping away from that, he was like, "This is insane and this is moving too fast and I need to slow down." And but the things he was telling me like contradicted that. And so it was just like it was a bad situation. So I start getting upset because I'm like, "What the fuck is happening? Like, how do you not want to see me? How do you not want to spend time with me when we were just together nonstop? Stop. But like, we were together nonstop. You loved every second of it. And then the minute we're apart, you're like, let's not see each other. Let's take more of a
But
break."
maybe he didn't love every second of it, but he just kind of portrayed that.
I don't know. He kept asking me to come back. I wasn't saying I'll come back. He said, "Can you come back? Come over now." Okay, sure. And I was way overly available also because I was off of work. And I tried to make that clear too because it seemed like I was like at his beck and call, and I wasn't. I just didn't have to work that week. So like I was free and I had nothing else to do. And it was the holidays, so everyone was doing stuff with their families. So it was just a tricky time. But I was very misled by things that he said.
But maybe
And
also
I
because the holidays, you knew you wanted to kind of avoid it because it was
Yeah, it was my
freshly
first one.
separated.
Yeah,
So maybe you kind of attached to him for that, and it was too much. I don't know. I
I
can't
don't
speak
know.
for the
I think I did get overly excited in that situation. I think he did too, and I think that time apart brought him back down to earth. But he didn't bring me with him, so like he realized it was too much and freaked him out, and then overreacted to a situation and broke up with me. And then 4 days later, told me he fucked up. But whatever, it's fine. I had
And
met
then what
someone
happened
else.
after that?
I met a really cute guy. I'm much happier. Yeah, he also broke up with me, but it's fine because we're back together.
Yeah, because you gave him shingles.
Why you gotta stop saying that? Okay. So my advice for this girl, as someone who lived it, it's okay to get excited, but
Just don't spend 8 straight days with them.
I mean it was fun, but like yeah, don't chill out. Make sure you're giving yourself time for you.
But I
Don't be
think
like
I agree, but I disagree because I feel like it's okay to get excited. I
I know,
mean,
I agree. It's totally okay. But I think you need to pump the brakes too and give it time. And I think something I forgot to say last time that I wish I had said was a lot of us spend so much time trying to make sure that person likes us and trying to be someone that this person's attracted to and this person's going to be drawn to, but you also have to decide whether you like that person. Like this is an audition for them to see if you want to be with them too, like if they're the right one for you, not just if you're the right one for them. So you have to like take a step back and be like, wait a minute, let's look at this guy in a realistic lens and see if he's someone I'm actually interested in, or am I just really excited about this attention?
the
Because
guy's just like, oh, she's hot, and that's all in his brain he sees.
I got really excited about the attention. I got really excited about the words they were saying, about the like amount of affection I was being given by like not just like physically, but like through their words. Like they were saying things that I was like, not necessarily love bombing. I wouldn't say Christmas Sky love bombed me, but like they were saying things that were like things that you always want to hear, and they were bigger statements than they should have been at that time in the relationship. And so I got overly excited. And like we said, it's okay to get excited, but you have to stop and be like, we don't know each other. How could you love me when you don't know me? What's my middle name? What's my favorite color? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know the answers to that, like, you don't know me. And that's not mean, that doesn't mean that's who you are, is your middle name and color and all that stuff. But like, it takes time to get to know someone. And I love Bianca's advice of give it 6 weeks and decide whether you like him. Not just if he likes you. Be like, do I like this guy? Apart from the attention, apart from the sweet words, the compliments, all that stuff, be like, remove all that and look at him and be like, do I like him? Because if I did that, there are things about both of those guys that did the same thing that I would have been like, I don't know. I don't know if that's someone that I really want to put this much effort into. But I got so excited about the words and the, potential that, oh my gosh, this could be a relationship that like went in over my head and I got my feelings hurt every time, just like you. So Bianca's advice of like giving it some time before you decide whether this person is worth the excitement is great advice. Okay, now we're gonna play a game. And full disclosure, we recorded yesterday and it did not work. The sound is terrible. We're not even gonna try to save it. We just did it over again and kind of made it better because it was kind of a mess anyway. So we're playing the same game. I'm changing the questions. I'm gonna try to save this portion of the one that we recorded yesterday because it was really funny, but I'm asking different questions this time.
Okay.
So it's same game, different questions. So what we're playing is I'm going to ask you questions that usually only women know the answers to. You have to give me an answer. You can't say I don't know or whatever. You have to try. You have to give me something. Got it?
I will
Are
try.
you are you bored? You're yawning?
It's no sun. It's just kind
You
of
got so much sleep.
no sun and Sunday.
Okay. All right. What is purple shampoo and what is it used for?
Well, purple shampoo is shampoo that's purple and it helps moisturize and decolor and desensitize your outdated roots that are dry. I don't know.
What color hair
It,
does it help?
no, it's for trolls.
For trolls.
It's for trolls.
What does it do to your hair? It
I don't know.
moisturizes it?
Sure, it doesn't make. I mean, it doesn't make it purple. I don't know. Yeah, it moisturizes it. It rejuvenates your roots.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, correct. um this you should know the answer to because we've had a discussion about this.
You can't. No. So I hate when people do this. Oh, you should. Everyone in Trivial Pursuit. Oh my God, this is so easy. Oh, you're gonna get this. Like,
No,
no, don't
you
fucking
should.
do that.
We've had a conversation about this.
Do you know how many conversations we've had that I've completely taken out of my context?
No, you should know this. I'm going to say it again. I'm doubling down.
Dry
What is it?
shampoo.
Stop. What is an everything shower?
Oh yeah. So that's when you do everything. You're like your body wash. If you're gonna do your hair, you're gonna do shampoo and conditioner and whatever 56 bottles you have in there. It's an everything shower. So pretty much it's what guys do. Guys always have an everything shower. A guy doesn't go into the shower and says, "I'm just gonna wash my hair and that's it." I just maybe it's I do it. Every shower I do is everything. But that's what your everything shower is. Because sometimes your showers, you're like, I'm not going to do my hair. I'm just going to wash my body. I was like, all right. So
Okay. So, yes, you're correct. The reason why they take longer is because an everything shower includes shaving as well as washing and conditioning or like
conditioning.
doing a like hair mask or all that stuff. It's an everything shower. You're going to exfoliate, you're going to do
You know what my everything
everything.
shower is? I wash my body. It's done. Then I'll do my shampoo, my beard. That's done. I wash it all at once. And then I just grab my toothbrush, brush my teeth. I'm like, I'm ready.
You
Let's do
yeah,
this.
you throw in a little like tooth action in there too. So I don't do that. I do that separately. Could you imagine how much longer they would be if I brushed my teeth as well? But no, I don't wash my hair every day. I can't. It takes me so long to blow dry all of this hair. I have a lot of hair. And so to do a full blowout on it takes forever. I don't let my hair just air dry like I used to. I put effort into it now. So like that's why
You
it's
are a
shiny.
lot of hair.
Okay. Um,
Indigo shampoo. What is it used for? Gold shampoo. What is it used for?
that's later. Okay. What is a Dyson Airwrap?
So I'm thinking it's obviously one of their hair dryer lines. Not exactly a hair dryer. I'm thinking, see, knowing Dyson, I'm like, it's probably something. That's a good question. So a hair wrap. I know they have their hair dryers for like $500, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's something else. Maybe it's almost like a curler where you wrap it around and it dries it there.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
I'm not even kidding. That's actually correct.
Okay.
The Airwrap is like the blow dryer with attachments. It's
Okay.
like $500-$600. That's a great gift for Christina. I can't afford that right now. Um, this don't get all worked up. You should also know this. What is a Brazilian?
Yeah, that's the whole waxing. No
Waxing what?
strip. The lower region, the vajayjay,
What is being waxed though?
the hair.
Like everything?
Yeah, so it's like a bare bottom.
Yes, that's correct. Um, what is contour?
It's probably. I feel like it's a makeup, something with makeup.
That's
But
correct.
that's all I
But
have.
but say more. Make
I
a guess.
you put it on your face.
What is it, and where do you put it on your face?
Your cheeks,
Okay,
not your ass cheeks. Your actual
not your
cheeks.
not your ass cheeks. Let's make sure we're specific there. Okay. How many tampons does a girl use in one day?
Well, if it's that time of the month,
Yes.
I would think put one in the morning, maybe take one out at lunchtime. I'd say 2 to 3.
That's pretty close. Yeah. Say 3 or 4, maybe. Depends on the day. But yeah, that's pretty close. Um, what is an LBD? Every girl should have one. What is an LBD?
It's not a long big dig. Dick. LBD.
No. Guess again.
An LBD is I don't know, something put on your hair.
I'll give you the first 2 words. Little black.
Dick. No? Little black dingaling.
It's nothing to do with dicks.
Little black.
I'm gonna give this one to you because it's just
Little black
it's something you wear.
like a thong.
It starts
Little
with a D.
dress.
Yes.
Little black dress.
Yes, every girl should have a little
Oh my
black
god.
dress. Yeah. It's a staple. I have a couple. Mm-hmm. It's good for any occasion. Not any occasion, but a lot. Okay, this is my favorite one. This is the last one. You have to answer it. Come up with an answer. What is a spoolie?
It's an Italian guy. A spoolie is a wrap you wrap around your midsection.
What does it do?
I don't know.
It's a wrap you wrap around your midsection. Is there a purpose for it, or is
A
it fashion?
spoolie is something you put in your hair when you go to bed. I was gonna say something else, but
Yeah.
we'd get kicked off YouTube. I think I've heard it in Sopranos before. So,
Oh.
hey,
Okay.
stop being a fucking spoolie. It's the wand that you do the magical thingies. A spoolie. It's a gay ghost.
It's a small brush-like tool used primarily for eyebrows or eyelashes, so it's like a brush. It's a little spoolie.
Hey, guess who just texted me?
Who?
Pat Schmear.
I gotta cut that in then.
Yeah.
That was such a good joke. But I'll find a way. I'll make it work. I'll cut it in to this. That was great. Okay, so that's all I got. Do I have anything else for this?
So next week I have to come up with some, right?
Next week you have to come up with questions for me.
So yours are mainly like beauty,
no,
like women,
just typical like things that women would know the answer to that men do not typically. Not all men. Some men know.
Like the 3 S's.
You used some of them yesterday,
right? Like the 3 S's.
What are the 3 S's? Is this one of your questions?
Yeah, I mean, this is an example. The 3 S's.
I need to guess these.
I told Owen about it the other day, but I like it in a different order. My dad taught me as...
I'm concerned that you told your son this.
I think my dad said to shave, shower, and shit, but I reverse it.
Oh,
it's shit, shave, and shower. Shower should be the last.
Yeah. Why would you shit at the end?
I don't know. Maybe I just misheard him.
Okay.
You know.
I thought there was something else involved in that, so I'm glad that it had nothing to do with it.
There's a lot of probably 3 S's, but...
Okay. Well, that's
mine usually is shit, shave, shit again, then shower.
What's your favorite thing? What did you say to me yesterday morning? You were like, it's my third favorite thing to do other than wake up with you and drink coffee.
Yeah. Taking a shit.
Favorite. Yeah.
Especially when you have time to do it. Like you're not rushed. It's like,
It was very sweet that you put me above that, though. So thank you.
Yeah, you've worked your way up.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we have some really good episodes coming up. We have some exciting guests coming on. We have a local Chicago celebrity. I don't know if he's just Chicago. He's kind of a national. He's national now. So very
I didn't know
excited
him
about
before
that.
you told me about it, so.
But you don't listen to this
Terrestrial
form
radio, I
of
know.
entertainment. I don't want to give too much away, but we have an interview scheduled with this person. Hopefully everything works out.
Is it Eddie and Jobo?
No.
Oh.
But I'm very excited about this interview. I think it's been great. We also have an interview coming up with a sex therapist, so that'll be a really exciting conversation
Chicka
as well.
chicka bow bow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show all about sex, but not like in a raunchy way, like in an educational way.
It's about sex, baby. It's about you
Yeah.
and me.
That's what I think we're gonna name the episode. Yeah, let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex.
Yeah,
Let's talk about sex.
We are having Bianna back again for a few more episodes. So if you have any more questions that you'd like her to answer, not just us, please send those our way. Are you watching something? Were you watching a reel while we're
No, highlights. There's highlights. It's the Tigers.
We're recording.
I know, but it popped up. Trey Sweeney,
You
the
have the
3-run
sound on.
Well, because my Bluetooth is off, so to get the.
I'm wrapping it up. You couldn't wait 2 seconds.
You're long. You're like, remember in the radio, stretch it out. You're stretching it out. You're stretching it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. There's not a producer saying stretch it out. It's like, let's go. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
I'm trying to wrap it up. We have some exciting episodes coming up, so stay tuned. Keep listening to us.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, leave us some comments. We love comments. We still have the one on Apple. I don't know who left it, but if you wrote us that Apple comment, send us a DM and we will give you something. We got something for you. So
yeah, we got swag now. So
we do. So yeah, leave us some reviews. We have some surprises. Leave us a review and leave us your Instagram handle in your review, and we'll set something up and send you something. If we get 1 million reviews, we can't do that. But like, if we get a handful, we can do this. So reach out to us, leave us some great 5-star reviews, and we will be back next week. You have to say words too. No, they have to say words to the podcast.
Yeah, listen to the podcast. Even if your handle is like cock and balls, we don't mind. It'll still be fine. I was trying to do the dress thing you were telling me, but I've already forgotten about it. The big black dress, or what was it? What was the
black dress?
Yeah, little black dress. So LBD. So even if your handle is like LBD, and you'd be like, oh, little black dress, no, little big dick. I'm like,
little big dick. That's a
right.
Confusing
it's little,
statement.
But it's big, and it's
It's little, but it's big. Awesome. Great show. All right, we're done. We'll be back next week.
You said you wanted words. Now I'm giving you words, and it's not enough.
No, we're done. Let's cut it.
We're done.
All right.
Cut it out. Hey, Joey Gladstone, if you're out there, we got to get you on.
Okay, bye. Say bye.
Bye.